coming to you live from the MediaPlex in downtown Windsor. This is a presentation of St. Clair College Journalism.
Good evening. I'm Aya Bazzi, and you're watching MediaPlex News Now. Today is International Women's Day. Inspired by early 20th century labor movements, March 8th was designated to celebrate women's achievements socially, economically, culturally, and politically. Break the bias in our communities, workplaces, schools, and universities. Let this be a step towards a world of gender equality. Let's join Constable Lauren Briscoe with this week's Crime Stoppers update.
Between October of 2021 and February of 2022, numerous bus shelters located throughout the city of Windsor have been subject to acts of graffiti, damage, or have had items stolen off of them. The incidents are not occurring at specific times or specific areas. They are occurring citywide. The latest of these incidents occurred between February 19th and February 23rd at the following bus shelters: Campbell Avenue at Wyandotte Street West, Campbell Avenue at Taunton Street, Campbell Avenue at College Avenue, Tecumseh Road East at Central Avenue, and Jefferson Boulevard at Wyandotte Street East. Photographs of the damages can be found on our website, catchcrooks.com. If you know any information and wish to remain anonymous, call Crime Stoppers at 519-258-TIPS or online at catchcrooks.com. I am Police Coordinator Lauren Briscoe.
Let's head outside where Zachary Bellog is standing by with an early look at our weather. Zach?
Good evening, Aya. Currently, it is 2 degrees here in downtown Windsor with full-fledged sunshine. Now, we do have a great week in store, but when will that change? I'll talk about it coming up in my 3-day forecast. And also, just a reminder to make sure you put your clocks ahead 1 hour this Saturday night for daylight savings. Back to you in the studio, Aya.
There's a time for fiesta and there's a time for a siesta. Jasper Jaw has the lowdown on hot weather and productivity.
A study done by the University of Tsukuba in Japan said in a recent study that during a lunchtime walk during the summer or in hot areas could make you feel less productive in your normal day-to-day activities. Just staying outside for 15 minutes in hot weather, especially in the city areas, can have a major impact on your brain's health. But because of current climate change issues, this could happen much faster in shorter time. Although everyone can feel the impact of this, men are the most affected to it, especially if they do not get enough sleep. How long should you be sleeping to avoid this, you may ask? Well, it is recommended to sleep at least 5 or more hours to avoid less productivity during your day-to-day activities. So with that being said, it is best to avoid the heat when summer comes and stay in air-conditioned areas. My name is Joshua Cha, and this has been your Health Minute.
TikTok. Time is relative. For one Windsorite, 15 seconds is all it took to be a star. Caleb Coulter has the story.
A Windsor student has gone viral on TikTok, amassing millions of views.
For views on the video, it has 16.2 million views with 1.9 million likes, which is crazy to me.
Leah Larkin is a 19-year-old St. Clair College student. Only in December, she began noticing that thousands of people had begun to see her videos. Today, her most viral video has millions of views, and that's not the only video she made that's getting noticed.
So my first reaction was like, what is going on? The views kept going up, the likes kept going up, my followers kept going up.
Larkin's younger brother featured in some of her videos, including the viral one. She said her brother has been getting more attention at school, but he does enjoy it. Larkin features dances, vlogs, and workout clips on her TikTok channel. From MediaPlex News, I'm Caleb Coulter.
With Ontario's recent lift on the vaccine mandate, some restaurant owners are happy to see it go. Alexa Frazier has the story.
In September 2021, Premier Doug Ford made it mandatory for all restaurants to enforce a vaccine passport to sit inside restaurants. Ontario started to move into a reopening phase on February 17th. Restaurants will now be allowed to open full capacity without a vaccine passport. Natasha Curry is a supervisor at Smoke and Spice. She is looking forward to her restaurant eliminating the vaccine passport.
Yeah, so we've had a few phone calls already, people asking if we're going to be eliminating them, which we are, and we've told them so, and people are getting, more excited and feeling more comfortable coming out, so it's a nice thing just to hear.
As of March 1st, it'll be up to each restaurant to decide if they want to still impose a vaccine passport. For MediaPlex News, I'm Alexa Fraser.
Spring is around the corner, but we still need to be conscious of the cold when it comes to our pets. Isabella Spadafora explains.
Taking your pets on daily walks are a great way for both of you to get some exercise, but once the snow hits the ground, we must be cautious. Tara Preston, an animal protections officer from the Windsor Humane Society, said, "If you're cold, they're cold."
Typically, I always suggest thinking of it like yourself. If you're cold, they're going to be cold. The only kind of exception to that, huskies really like it being cold. So a lot of the times they actually prefer to be outside, and it can be difficult to get them to come in. But yeah, typically if it's cold for you, then you don't want your animals to stay outside for too long.
Some animals love the snow and cold weather. Carla Vlad's dog, Trixie, loves being outside at this time of year.
No, she loves the snow. She loves to play around. She could be freezing her little booty off, and she still wants to be outside.
Preston said when bringing your animal outside, putting a sweater or booties on is an excellent way to prevent the cold, as well as using a warm cloth to help frozen paws. However, in extreme events, you should start to warm them up gradually, starting from the ears, tails, and paws.
Keep you and your dog warm this winter. For MediaPlex News, I'm Isabella Spadafora.
Are you glued to your device? Well, give yourself a break. Colin Bannon explains in this Health Minute.
In an age of technology, our phone can be everything that we enjoy, but sometimes putting your phone down and picking up a book can be great for you. Instead of staring at a screen all day, a book can show you how creativity and a great story can enhance in your daily lives. Many authors have ideas and stories you cannot find on your phone or search for on the internet. Whether it's about cooking your new favorite meal or learning how to build a home garden, they all can be found in a book. Buying a book also helps authors make an income. When you read a book, you also give your eyes a rest from staring at a screen all day. It's a good way to relax and discover what may be your new favorite hobby. I'm Colin Bannon, and this is your Health Minute.
Being a student and your own boss is easier than ever, and St. Clair College can help with that. Gracie Lowe's tells us more.
If you've ever thought about starting a business, there's no better time than now.
For some students, college is a way to find your calling and get a job. But for some, it's a way to start their own careers and become successful entrepreneurs. Kobe Kilner is a student at St. Clair College who's been running his business, K&K Authentic, for years now. And with his experience in being a successful entrepreneur, Kilner says that he's quick to give advice to those learning to start their own business.
If you want something, go for it. And don't let anything stop you. Continue to work for it. Reach out to your peers and people around your community to help you out. I don't know, it's just always about connections and support from others to help your business succeed.
From signed sports merchandise to TV and movie posters, K&K Authentic has it all. And this has allowed the St. Clair student to grow and make connections around the world. Although it may seem difficult and sometimes scary to start, Saints Nation entrepreneurs like Kobe have said it's never too late to start your own business and live your dream. For MediaPlex News, I'm Gracie Lowe's.
The pandemic has been tough on everyone. Maybe it's time for a break. How about March break? Alexa Frazier has the details.
With March break approaching, that means you need a vacation. Today I will be talking about the benefits of taking a break and going on a vacation. First off, going on a vacation can help with your mental health and well-being. By taking a vacation, it allows you to take a break and then get back to work with more motivation. Not only is it great for your mental health to take a vacation, but your physical health as well. By taking frequent vacations, it can reduce stress. When you're overstressed, it can cause high blood pressure and heart disease. Besides being healthy for you, taking a vacation can help improve your family relationships. With COVID restrictions slowly starting to lift, now would be a great time to start thinking about where you will travel to next. Everyone needs a vacation once in a while, so start planning yours to stay healthy. For MediaPlex News, I'm Alexa Frazier.
Well, if you can't take a vacation, then as Ken Pastushin explains, you might be interested in a staycation.
For the third year in a row, the City of Windsor's Adventure Bay Water Park will not be open for March break. So what else can families do? Parks and Recreation Management says it's because they are trying to retrain existing staff members, as well as hiring new staff and training them. Not many training courses were done during the pandemic, and right now the staff is at half strength. There are other downtown activities like taking your kids on an outdoor self-guided art tour. You'll see reproductions of the more famous paintings from the Art Gallery Windsor you've seen on field trips when you were a kid. Or visit the Art Gallery of Windsor and take part in a March break art camp. The Chrysler Theatre is showing a Harry Potter movie every night, starting with The Sorcerer's Stone on March 14th. The Windsor Essex Tourism Bureau may suggest taking the kids to Colasantes or the John R. Park Homestead for the Maple Syrup Festival. And the kids can always check out a good book at the library. For the MediaPlex News Now, I'm Ken Pastushin.
It seems hard to believe, but midterm tests and exams are fast approaching. So here are some tips on how to prepare.
Although it may feel like a new semester just started, for many St. Clair College students, midterms are coming up soon. This can be a stressful time for multiple reasons, so to help you make it through, here are 5 tips to stay mentally healthy during midterm season. Number 1, start early. We've all heard that it's bad to cram before exams, but by studying early, you have more time to take in information and stay calm. Number 2, make time for yourself. Although getting good grades is the goal of any exam, make sure you take time for yourself to relax and do something you enjoy. Number 3, study in the right place. Whether it's a busy cafe or a quiet room, finding the perfect place to study will help improve what information you retain and keep your overall mood positive. Number 4, eat healthy. During stressful times, you can feel like going to your favorite junk food, but remember that your physical health is as important as your mental health. And number 5, ask for help. Your mental health should be your number 1 priority, especially during midterms. Make sure that you take time to talk to your family and friends about how you're feeling, and remember that you're never alone. Now that you have these tips, you're set for a successful midterm experience. For MediaPlex News, I'm Gracie Lowe's.
Automation is the way of the future, and it's coming here to Windsor. Ravishan Wijamane reports.
City of Windsor, meet the robots. The Government of Ontario is funding Windsor's switch to automation through its Regional Development Program. The 3 local companies to secure the latest round of funding were Medicap Laboratories, Canadian Premier Supplements, and Cedar Valley Selections. Amounting to about $2 million, the investment is projected to create more than 70 jobs. Minister of Economic Development, Job Creation and Trade Vic Fideli says the funds will help these companies transition from manual production to automation. These investments hope to make Ontario's businesses more competitive in the global market and boost regional economic recovery. Launched in November 2019, the Regional Development Program is helping small and medium-sized businesses in eastern and southwestern Ontario to create more jobs. The program is set to invest more than $100 million over the course of 4 years. In November last year, the province also invested more than $250,000 in Windsor's cnc.tech.com to improve the company's robot systems. For MediaPlex News, I'm Ravishan Wijayman.
Let's head back outside to Zach, where he is standing by with the 3-day forecast. Is it good news, Zach?
Well, the good news is we have no weather issues for this week, but let's take a look at that next 3 days. Wednesday, a mix of sun and clouds and a high of 7. Thursday, a high of 4. Friday, a chance of flurries and a high of 1. And we get cooler for Saturday, and remember to change your clocks going ahead an hour Saturday night. From the corner of University and Victoria, I'm Zachary Ballog. Back to you in the studio.
Youth philanthropy is alive and well. Lori Harrison tells a story of 2 who are making a difference in our community.
Imagine kids on the streets. Imagine it. It's heartbreaking. It really is.
But they're not causing trouble. Far from it.
My name is Maya Michael, and I've fundraised for 6 years now.
At an age when most kids look to adults for help and guidance, some kids in Essex County are walking into local organizations with bags and bags of socks, cases of food, care packages for winter, and thousands of dollars to help the most vulnerable in our community.
It makes me so happy to know that I've benefited someone in their life.
At 7 years old, Maya never really knew what poor could look like until her young eyes caught the sight of a desperate man looking for food.
I saw a man looking in the garbage and I was devastated. And when I saw the man, it was like a huge kaboom in my head, these people actually exist.
Broken-hearted, Maya asked her father to buy him a hamburger, so he did. That still didn't satisfy her. She wanted to do more. As she looked down at her apple slices in her Happy Meal, she knew she could.
Then I said, well, I have apples at home. I can always eat apples, but how about this poor man? He doesn't get these kind of healthy fruits.
So Maya gave him the apples and decided that she was going to do something to make a difference.
I started thinking about it and I said, why don't we do a lemonade stand to help these people?
She came up with a plan, gathered some friends, and got corporate sponsors to support her.
McDonald's had orange juice for us, Silverstein donated lemons, Fred's Farm Fresh donated lemons, and then so the lemons we hand squeezed ourselves at home. We were about 20 kids and each one on a table trying to squeeze the lemons by hands. It was a lot of work, but it's worth it.
Over the past 5 years, Maya's friends became a group of young philanthropists who have embarked on a mission to change the world, one glass of lemonade at a time. They have raised tens of thousands of dollars and collected thousands of canned goods so far.
It's good to take the generous and helpful path because it's not only helping them, but it's also a learning experience for yourself.
Maya is best known for her annual lemonade stand, but her charity goes far beyond the lemonade. She and her group help anyone they feel needs awareness, funds, and companionship.
Like any day, I'll just be sitting around and I'll be like, today I want to make a difference. And I'll call someone and I'll tell them, we're ready to do something. We're ready to help you guys.
Kids continue to join Maya's friends. Some have gone off to do their own thing, and others have started helping causes in Essex County, such as We Care for Kids. Mostly funded by corporate donors, We Care for Kids started harnessing the power of youth philanthropy. They recently implemented a child-run lemonade campaign, the Lemonade Brigade, that raised $20,000 last year.
It's such a powerful image when you see little kids out there either setting up lemonade stands or hot chocolate stands.
We Care for Kids is not the only organization recognizing the contributions from children. Christine Wilson Furlonger from Street Help says, you cannot put a price on the contributions made by children. She is proud of their efforts.
It's very important for the children in our community to get involved. The real reason is once they start understanding philanthropy at such a young age, it's going to carry with them for the rest of their lives.
According to Maya, the biggest obstacles children face is lack of support, especially from parents.
Adults have to support the youth fundraisers because if it's not them that support us, who's gonna support us?
Liz Bacon, a recent recipient of the Mayor's Award for Fundraising, has been organizing events for years. Her superhero takeover raises tens of thousands of dollars every year at its sold-out events for cystic fibrosis. Bacon was more than thrilled to introduce and mentor her son Joey in philanthropy when he showed interest at the age of 5.
My name is Joey Nemi, and I've been fundraising for 5 years. The person who got me involved in fundraising was my mom.
Joey has been on the planning committee for the Superhero Takeover for 5 years, gaining experience and learning what it takes to put on a fundraiser.
I asked her if I could be a part of it, and she said, for sure.
After a recent diagnosis of epilepsy, Joey has now added a second fundraising committee to his resume, organizing and speaking at walks and raising money.
We're helping them so we could collect money to give it to the charity. We help raise money and spread awareness.
Bowling shoes on his feet, Joey picks up his ball, walks up to the line, and releases, waiting to see if all the pins fall down at the annual Strikeout Epilepsy event. Among the bowlers are familiar faces from Joey's previous events. They gather to find support in each other. Many of these bowlers know Joey and have heard him tell his story in public before.
I did a speech. There's like a ton of people at the Epilepsy Rock. Like a lot of families were walking and running for their son or daughter or mother who have epilepsy.
Joey is proud to hand over those checks.
You're just like, how much money did you get from that?
Youth in Essex County are finding creative ways to support the causes they believe in. Charities are blown away at their efforts. and members of parliament are recognizing these young philanthropists with awards.
When people come into my office and they need help, I know that there are people out in the community, young people, who are doing this work to help them.
I think the most important thing that I get out of this is learning that others are not always as fortunate as us, and we have to help them. I want every kid to realize that we can make a difference in the future because we are the future. So if everyone
For MediaPlex News, I'm Lori Harrison.
And now let's take a look at the MediaPlex and the people who study and work here.
Journalism enables people to be well informed. It's documenting history. It's an extraordinary way for people to be connected with their community.
What happens in the world affects us. What happens in our community affects us. What happens in the province affects us. And we get to be the eyes and ears and tell the stories. There are many stories that need to be told, and those things add value to our life.
It's neat to know that so many people are relying on me. It makes you strive for perfection, or makes you strive for accuracy.
The journalism program here at St. Clair College is a convergence journalism program. Convergence means the merging together of print, radio, and television, and the web, and putting all different stories into 3 or 4 different platforms.
I can go out now and I can understand how to write a print. I know how to do social media. I can shoot a video. So you start to trust yourself and to use your journalistic skills.
In 21st century newsrooms, journalists have to be able to do it all.
We ask every one of our reporters to tell stories in multiple ways.
There's a different style of writing for print than there is for radio, than there is for television. And it's really important that the information gets out that is true to those platforms.
We are one of the few, if not the only, program that is actually taking students to a live broadcast and giving them that opportunity and that experience.
I want to be a journalist because I think I like to listen other stories.
午间好，这里是媒体综合新闻节目，我是谭一丹，欢迎收
I
看。
find that the students that come out of St. Clair College are already at or above where some of our broadcast employees have been over the last several years.
I feel that I made the greatest decision I could by choosing this program because I have learned so much, and I think that I can only grow from here.
I would hands down recommend the program to someone considering it. I would recommend it to someone that's not even considering it. They teach you such a vast array of different skills, different platforms, different things that you could really apply to so many different careers.
Based on literally hundreds of interns I've seen over the years, St. Clair students are better prepared to go into the work environment in media than most students coming out of colleges and universities across North America.
I think it's that very comprehensive curriculum that we have that creates converged journalists that sets this journalism school apart.
David Zura is an alumni of our journalism program, and let's see what he had to say about his time here.
Hi, I'm David Zura, a video journalist for City News and Breakfast Television in Vancouver. I'm also a graduate of the Journalism and New Media program at St. Clair College. I've been in the field now a solid 10 plus years covering local news and print on the radio as well as television and online. I feel confident about where I'm at and where I'm headed. And I'm especially grateful for the strong start I got studying at St. Clair. The truth is, news is changing, and quickly, and I wouldn't even dare to guess what the landscape will look like in 3 years, let alone 10 or 20. But my education at St. Clair prepared me for that. They were there teaching me how to deliver information in a converged environment long before the industry was actually there. Nowadays, it's not at all uncommon for me to be live on location for the early show, then shoot and edit a story before anchoring the late show, all while providing content for our radio sister station on the web. Now, I graduated before the MediaPlex opened in downtown Windsor, but I've seen it for myself, and it's a beautiful facility that uses the same tech that we use here. If you're thinking of getting into the news business, I absolutely recommend taking a look at St. Clair College. Not only did I have fun while I was there, but much more importantly, they put me face to face with the company that would become my first full-time employer. And to tell you the truth, I also am an example of someone who needed help. I was working while I was a student, and some years I studied full-time, others part-time, even taking a break and completing courses online before finishing. I won't lie, sometimes I asked for a lot, but they worked with me, and we got it done. I left with my diploma in hand, truly believing that they care just as much about my success as I did, and you know what? That's special. So yeah, I recommend St. Clair College. It's one of the best decisions I ever made, and it set me up to be where I am today.
Did You Know is a segment where Zach highlights some of the more historical places in Windsor, Essex County. Here's the latest.
It's a 5.17 kilometer trail that can be used by various types of activities, such as cycling, walking, and lounging. But what do we know about one of Windsor's most scenic landmarks? I'll tell you in this edition of Did You Know? Believe it or not, the riverfront you see today that major changes occurred in this area, and that's when people started to come down, and the rest is history. In 2021, the City of Windsor approved an $8.4 million streetcar project called the Celestial Beacon, which would house Windsor's historic streetcar. It is to be built within the Windsor Sculpture Park at the foot of Askin Avenue. The more you know. For MediaPlex News, I'm Zachary Ballog.
Public relations is part of the family of programs offered here at the MediaPlex. Here is a look at the exciting things they do.
So public relations is like being a bridge between an organization and their public. As this public relations expert, you are a liaison, so you have to connect the brand or the business or the company with their public in such a way that the public responds to them in a positive manner. So the advantages of taking public relations at St. Clair College is that we have access to the MediaPlex. Now the MediaPlex offers us a converged education. It's one of 3 in the world and the only one in Canada. What that means is that we're taught in film, broadcast, radio, there's graphic design, we do event planning, we write all sorts of press releases, we work in tandem with the journalism club. So at the end of everything, you can communicate any professional message across any medium. So what do you think about public relations?
Thanks for tuning in. I'm Aya Bazzi, and you've been watching MediaPlex News Now.
MediaPlex News Now is a production of the St. Clair College Journalism Program.